They'll run with Chubb. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
You can't block me. You can't block me. 26, Mike. 26.
From the gun, Bradford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So they had a good drive going, a chance to build on this first half lead, but now you kind of feel like we got a new ball game.
And you wonder what the discussion will be now at halftime, because I think we were headed towards 1. Now it's a different discussion altogether. One side optimistically, the other side wondering what could have been.
Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that, because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Bradford now. He's got Higbee complete right side. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Bradford on first down. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll try the draw now with Chubb. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And that is incomplete. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So just enough juice to get the 3, and I think that wind at the back helped a little bit there.
Certainly did, and to me that tells me that that head coach knows his kicker and realized the wind was at his back. That's probably the outer limits of what he could make, and he knew the wind might be able to aid him and get that ball over the crossbar, and it did.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
He'll buy some time right. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance on the move to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. And 58 is the mic. Go 58.
Lance looking to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders.
Now a hit, and the ball comes out. Bradford has lost it. And who's got it? The Giants. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Forced out to his left. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another.
Let's go! Let's go!
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
I got you, son! I got you, son! Bang, bang, bang! 38! Bang, bang! Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up!
Here's Lance to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man, complete. It's Barrett. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Let's go! 58.
Play action, now it's Lance. Out to his left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. 58, boys. 58. 58. Mike. Here we go. Here we go. Go. Go 58 to the mic. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lance. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Rolling to his right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. And Parkey's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here.
26, Mike.
1st down, Bradford. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's a 2nd down. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
both of these coaching staffs feverishly making their final plans for the second half. One of these two teams is going to get their first win. And for the call, let's kick it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half.
The second half starts with a carry by Jones. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Lance now on first down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. 3 yards the gain there, second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, it's Jones. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. On play action, Lance. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And they'll go for it. Lance. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown, Giants. Brandon Ayuk, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game.
Number 16's coming. Check mine. Check mine. Let's go. Let's go.
They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 30. 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Nick Chubb, about as dynamic a runner as the NFL has to offer. He put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run.
And that's his second touchdown run of this game. And this one, and a high degree of difficulty to it as well. I'm absolutely marveling at how effortless he makes this look. I mean, let's face it, he had a long way to go. But how about the vision, the creativity with the football in his hands? It's really something to watch.
This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. And Lance now to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now a first down carry by Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. From the 38, Lance. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll run it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
On first down, Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. Hey, here we go. Watch the play. 26. Go. Hey.
Now a play fake. Lance steps away. Throw left side complete. That's Barrett. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33.
26, Mike. 26. Let's get off the deck.
Now Lance. Flushed out right. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him,
and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Trey Lance with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Parkey adds the extra point, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Just like that. Just like that.
On 3rd down, Bradford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. Now Parkey for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here's the Giant defense now as they head back onto the field. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own.
And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Milton Williams. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Bradford, and a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on.
No.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. 2nd down, here's Chubb again. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
He's coming. Check him. Hey, pick your game up.
From the shotgun, it's Bradford. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Bengals drive about to get going. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Marcus May with a pick.
That's our ball. Going the other way.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Lance. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Giants going to take over again on offense. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Lance going to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
26 back, 26 back.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Here's Bradford. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Bradford drops it off for Chubb. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Bradford. He wants it all for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Giants are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're... I think keep it on the ground. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Here's Lance. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Well, my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I've just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
Here it comes, here it comes.
Now Bradford.
He's coming. Check him.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. First down now, but that clock rolling. Bradford to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Bradford. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do.
On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Giants now down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down. Second and 10.
I'm gonna run you over. Check their 52 blaster. Red cycle. 26.
They'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw. Rolling to his left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he will get out of bounds here to stop the clock, but not a huge pickup there. 6, maybe 7. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. He's back to throw. He completes it to Jones. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
Hey. 4 down.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Barrett. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
So here's the former Pro Bowler, Cody Parkey, in field goal formation. This from long, very long range. And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good. Well, it would have been a long one, but that was the spot that they put themselves in, Charles, forcing him to try from long distance, and he comes up empty.
And you know what happens oftentimes when you're trying to kick a little bit beyond your range, you overkick it, right? Don't get all of it. In this situation, they cannot point fingers at him. They've got to go back and examine their play calls, how they tried to traverse the ball down the field, and why they didn't get bigger chunks of yardage in order to set up a field goal that was much more manageable.
Yeah, because 5 to 10 yards there could have made a world of difference. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to